Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In Surah Baqarah, verse 216, Allah says, Kutiba alaykumul qitalu wa huwa karhul lakum wa asa an takrahu shay'an wa huwa khairul lakum wa asa an tuhibbu shay'an wa huwa sharrul lakum wallahu ya'lamu wa antum la ta'lamun. And the translation of this verse is, fighting has been enjoined upon you while it is hateful to you. But perhaps you hate a thing and it is good for you. And perhaps you love a thing and it is bad for you. And Allah knows while you know not. Now in the previous episode, I spoke about the concept of yaqeen, having complete certainty that Allah will be able to help us and remove our troubles. Based on Surah Hijr, we were able to identify 3 important steps that need to be taken to inculcate yaqeen. Firstly, gain reviews about Allah by seeing how He has helped others in their lives. Secondly, prostrate, get close to Allah. Remind yourself of all your personal experiences, all the times that Allah has been there for you and He has helped you. And thirdly, do research on Allah so you can understand His potential and powers. But sometimes, despite doing all these 3 things, we become hopeless and depressed when our tests are not removed. Why? And the answer to that is simple. Because insan is impatient. Insan thinks only he knows what is best for himself. He demands things to be given to him because he is certain that it is in his best interest, and he refuses to believe otherwise. He has to learn to trust a God he cannot see, and that is where the test of Iman comes in. But then the next question is, how can we become patient? How can we learn to trust God's plan? And the answer to that is, use logic, ponder, reflect on your behavior. Let me explain this by using the same example of a doctor I gave in the previous episode. Imagine you're suffering from an illness and you have been taking some medication as treatment for years. One day, someone refers you to a doctor who is known for being the best in the world. You pay him a visit and he tells you that you need to immediately discontinue your medication even if it has been helping you all these years. He tells you that although the medication provides relief, it will be harmful in the long run. So instead, he gives you some new pills to take, and he tells you that although these new pills might not give you the same immediate relief, they will definitely be beneficial in the long run. So at that moment, what is your response? You feel so grateful that you met the doctor because he just saved your life. You go home and you tell everyone that you have been taking the wrong medication for years, and thanks to Allah, you found this great doctor who has guided you. Now, even if the new medication does not provide immediate relief, you're still happy and content because you trust the doctor. You have yaqeen that he knows best. Another scenario is that maybe the doctor tells you to discontinue your medication for a short time because it's best for your body to take some rest. He tells you that taking it continuously for a prolonged period of time is very harmful. So what do? Because you trust him, you discontinue the pills, and you're so grateful because you truly believe that you have just saved your body from harm. But when it comes to Allah, the most knowledgeable of all, we behave differently. When Allah takes something away from us that we have had for years, and He informs us in this verse that He took it away because perhaps we were loving something that was actually harmful for us, we don't believe Him. Instead, we think Allah is punishing us. When Allah tells us that He will replace what He has taken away with something that is better for us, even though we might hate it, we don't believe Him. We cry and complain, we think Allah doesn't love us, we become bitter only because we want exactly that which we believe is best for us, and we want it now. We will believe a doctor can know what is best for us, but the Creator of all cannot possibly know. There is no logic in the way that we think. So how can we have patience with our tests and hardships? How can we learn to trust Allah? Use logic, reflect, and ask yourself 3 questions. Do you have more knowledge than Allah? Do you know the future, or does Allah? Can you control your fate, or is it only in the hands of Allah? Is it only Allah who can control things? So if all power, all knowledge, all control lies with Allah, why do you think that you know better than Him? Why is it so hard to just trust Him and His plan? We need to start reflecting on the way that we think and on the way that we behave so we can start having yaqeen and tawakkul in Allah. Assalamu alaikum.